Welcome, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by once again, coming your way with another retro VHS showcasing video. This one, well, I have purchased some of these factory sealed VHSs and not really been a fan of the movies, like Gone with the Wind, factory sealed, or The Ten Commandments, factory sealed. So I guess this isn't a first, although I'd probably be more interested in watching this than I would Gone with the Wind or The Ten Commandments, because it's rated R and it's got maybe nudity in it, or at least a hot chick dancing and shaking her butt or whatever the hell she does in this movie. I think I've seen it, but it's been quite a long time. Can't say I'm a big fan of it, but I guess it doesn't really matter. I recently came across this factory sealed VHS from 1991 version of, what the hell is this? Flashdance, and couldn't turn it down. It was only $2.50. Factory sealed VHS from released with a copyright date of 1991 on it. And as I've been doing last year in 2024, and apparently continuing to do this year in 2025, when I come across some of these, not previously viewed, but factory sealed VHSs priced reasonably, I can talk. It's depending on what it is, I guess Gone with the Wind or Ten Commandments, or in this case Flashdance. I guess sometimes if they're priced right, I can't pass them up. So let's take a look at, let's go back in time to a simpler age, before everyone was just fucking brainwashed and staring at these screens constantly. Of course you're watching on a screen right now, but hopefully you've got other things you do in your life. I guess if you don't, that's your business or whatever. Do what you want to do, just don't eat a lot of sugar. Anyway, I'm here to showcase a fucking factory sealed VHS. It's winter, it's in Minnesota, and I'm nutty in general, but I tend to get even more nutty in the winter in Minnesota. It's kind of like cabin fever. I'm nutty, but let's look at this factory sealed VHS. As we can see on the top corner on the back, trademark and copyright 1991, Paramount Pictures, all rights reserved. Taking a closer look at the front cover, the early 90s VHS release of Flashdance, we've got Jennifer Beals, basically white on black in Flashdance. And this movie is from when? Looking at the back here, this movie came out in 1983. So a very 80s kind of color and 80s font going on there for Flashdance. Admittedly, as I said, not terribly familiar with this movie, although I probably do have it on DVD. Maybe I got it for $2 or $3 way back in the day and probably watched it once. I remember, is this a movie that's more geared towards women? I remember my mom, like in the 80s, I think she taped it off TV. I don't know if it's like a woman power movie or whatever. Woman empowerment movie, but my mom was never a dancer or anything, but I think it was kind of like woman power movie or whatever. But as we pan down the front cover, I mean, this expression that is kind of weird that Jennifer Beals has on her face, it's like, it looks like she's stoned out of her mind, quite honestly, and stuff. So she looks like if you look at this front cover, it kind of looks like, I think, was it the 90s, a movie by the name of Whore came out? Kind of like an alternate cover art for the motion picture Whore. Like, this cover and this woman's expression and her outfit, or lack thereof, with the high heels and, oh my god. I mean, if you're a fan of this movie, it's like probably iconic cover, poster, cover artwork, but looking at this, I'm just like, what's with the expression? Like, admittedly, I don't remember anything about this movie. I imagine the character is down and out or whatever, but yeah, this could easily be alternate cover art for the motion picture Whore. As we get towards the bottom of this VHS, one thing that I'll definitely leave on here, which is really cool, is none other than a Best Buy sticker from probably the 90s, early to mid-90s. This is what Best Buy stickers looked like, sometime in the 90s, I can only assume. As you can see, there isn't even a barcode on this thing. Of course, I guess you would scan the barcode that's, printed by the factory, I guess. But yeah, it's just really cool. In addition to the, the factory sealed VHS, we've got an old frickin' 90s era Best Buy sticker on there as well, which is really kind of cool. On the very bottom there, underneath that, you can see the early 90s Paramount logo. Taking a look at the right spine, we basically just got the cover art on the top of the right spine, Flashdance logo, white on black here, and of course this is what I paid the whole $2.50 for. Paramount Home Video watermark on that beautiful factory sealed VHS wrapping, closed caption logo, catalog number 1454, early 90s Paramount Home Video logo. Well, it's just the Paramount logo, not home video per se. It's just Paramount, a Paramount Communications company, the good old days before Viacom. Taking a look at the left spine, it seems to be identical to the right spine. Taking a look at the top of this VHS, we can see the factory wrapping there as it comes together and is shrink wrapped or whatever the hell on there. Flashdance, white on black, everything is white on black here. Catalog number, the release year of the film, in theaters, color 95 minutes, rated R, stereo, closed caption logo, and early 90s Paramount logo. Taking a look at the back, we've already seen this top corner area here with the address and of Paramount Pictures and the closed caption info and the release, or the copyright, I guess, for this particular VHS release year. As I said, I mean, I'm not exactly sure, I would imagine you could have a tape and a cover manufactured in 91 and with a year stamp 91 on there, and potentially still, make and distribute them in 92 and 93 and 94 until you change the package up again, if you see what I'm saying. So this doesn't mean that this VHS is from 91, but it's still cool because it's got, the 91 packaging and it's factory sealed. So that in itself is really cool. It's either from 91, 92, or 93, or 94, I would imagine. You can also see the other top corner, the barcode there, and the box with the barcode to be inside of. And hi-fi stereo playback requires stereo, hi-fi, VCR, makes sense to me. VHS hi-fi stereo, Dolby surround. Now this is interesting. This is the era that I've talked about so much, where Paramount was only using one picture. Of course, this is 1990, or 91 rather, so it's a year after 1990. I figured that all out myself. Normally in the late 80s, early 90s, they were just using one kind of widescreen-ish image on the back of a VHS to sell it. In this case, we can see they still have that one image where they normally placed it, but as you can see, they couldn't help themselves. They had to add a smaller second image of what's-her-name doing whatever flash dancing she's doing here. I can only assume, I would only hope there's some female nudity in this movie because it's rated R. I can't remember any, but that doesn't mean there wasn't any. But we can also see the Flashdance 80 logos kind of interestingly placed, like part over the photo and part on the white background there. The visual and musical box office smash, Flashdance, is the exhilarating story of Alex Owens, a fiercely determined and beautiful 18-year-old woman who works as a welder by day and dancer at a local bar at night. The film sparkles with the music of the 80s, including the #1 hit song sung by Irene, how do you pronounce that? Cara. I'll just say Cara. Flashdance, What a Feeling, and Maniac, sung by Michael Sembello. We follow Alex's struggle to gain independence, find love, and realize her dream to dance at the Pittsburgh Conservatory of Dance. Abbreviated credits can be found at the bottom of the rear cover of the VHS there, along with the completely and totally intact holographic security sticker. And just like in previous videos where I was able to showcase the holographic nature of the sticker in photos, there's no reason why I won't be able to do that here as well. Normally this is the part in a VHS showcasing video where I look at the cassette itself, but obviously that's not going to happen in this instance because this is a factory sealed VHS cassette that I bought just for whatever nostalgia and or posterity or whatever, because I'm a lunatic and I've been buying these factory sealed VHSs for, you know, the past several months or whatever, so we won't be opening this factory sealed VHS to look at the cassette. Obviously the whole reason of buying this is to own the factory sealed VHS cassette. But if you're familiar with VHS cassettes by Paramount in the early 90s, you pretty much know what the cassette looks like. If you really want to see, and you gotta see, I'm sure there's somewhere on the worldwide internet where you can see those photos. I guess that pretty much does it for the showcasing video. Yet another factory sealed VHS that I recently purchased within the last several months to add to the collection of factory sealed VHSs that I will never open, because the whole reason to have them is because they're factory sealed, so I'm not going to obviously open factory sealed VHS cassettes. You know, this is kind of fun. I mean, if the tapes can be, you know, $2.50 or $2 or $1 or $3, it's not that, you know, demeaning or destroying or, you know, kind of a, there's worse habits to have than buying, you know, decades old factory sealed VHS cassette. So this is kind of fun to do and to share with you guys. Admittedly, my VHS piles are growing obviously as a result of doing this, but who knows, maybe someday I can sell all these and buy a house or retire in Arizona or something. But at any rate, I guess that's the end of this video. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, we'll catch you on the next video.